Hello everyone. Um, I want to show you a app wherein a user can give a question in the natural language text, which would get converted to a SQL query and would actually run it on the uh, tables and then give back the data, right? And this application can be used by the users who are not SQL experts or who might not have a knowledge to run a SQL query onto a tables, and the users can type in the question in a normal English language, right? So we will we will see how it works and then how uh, in this in the demo. So, and what are the technologies for that we are using? So we are using a Streamlit, which is an framework for uh, developing a web applications, and it is a library that uh, library so which Python gives you, and we also have a Google generative AI, so which actually runs an large language model, so which actually interprets the uh, uh, natural language text which a user gives, and which actually gets converted to a SQL query and then runs it on the database and then gives gives the output, right? And we have an user interface for that, and then so there is also an example selection where the application would match so the similar text, and which would convert that into a SQL query. And we also have a prompt engineering where we can provide hints to the application, and finally so we get the answer. I will show each of them e- each of them how it works. Okay, so we'll go to the demo. Okay, for the demo, okay, so this application is running on my local, so I have everything on my local. The uh, means all the Python libraries, I have it on the local. I also have the I also have the MySQL database on my local, so which I will show you. And regarding the app, so how do we run? So we have a very simple command, streamlit run, and the Python script. Once I and then this one can be executed on the Windows PowerShell. All I do is just run this one, and you can see if I go to this, you can see it has um, opened an web app on my local. So this is my local, and then you can see that it actually gives you a UI, so wherein you can ask a question over here and it would give the answer, right? So how does this work, or how? So before we can just see a demo. So this app is using this MySQL database. So I have a set of tables in my MySQL database. So I have a table for all the countries and the capitals and the continents. If I go here, so I have a table, so wherein I have stored all the countries, their capitals, and into which continent so they belong. Similarly, I have a table for the prices of the gold. So this is the price. This is a table so where I have stored all the prices of the gold starting from 1900 till 2025. For every year, I have stored the price of the gold in the USD. Okay, and similarly, I have one more table where I have all the uh, FIFA winners list. So 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 all the Asia Cup and the Copa America and the Euro Cup and then the World Cup. So okay, so you can see the World Cup. So just to give you, okay. So and so just to give you, so like for example, so this is the this is a record, so which we'll see whether uh, when I when I ask a question on the UI uh, question, so I should be able to get the answer from here. Okay, and similarly, I have a table for all the Olympic events, so that has happened from 1986 till 2024. I have the data for the host city, the host country, and then who was in the first place, second place, and the third place in terms of gold medals. And similarly, a I have two more tables. One is employee, and then one is a department. So these two tables we will use to see how the joins work. Joins between the two tables work without actually specifying to use the join. So it actually writes a query. Um, and okay, uh, so I hope you means I am very clear with the data. So this is the data I have. I will be using this data and giving a questions on my UI, and which would actually generate a response, right? Okay, here, right? So the first question I can say, when did Spain win the World Cup, right? World Cup. When I run this, so it so now what is actually happening is this code is actually going and fetching the data from my MySQL database and then giving us the response. So I can see in the log. So this is what happens within the log. So the log gets printed. So don't worry about this one. So this is all like the live. What all the log it generates. See, you can see it has given the response 2010. So this is what it has executed, and then we can see. So it has given the answer saying that it was the 2010. We can go and see in our FIFA table. Okay, in Spain won in 2010. Similarly, I can ask another question like um, like uh, like when did Argentina win the World Cup? So it should give me all the rows. So it says that it won in 78, 86, 2022. So this is what it actually gives me. If I go and see the data for, okay, for the see for the World Cup it is showing, right? See, so even even though you have the Argentina for the other other events, so but it only picked only for this World Cup, right? It did not show me this one. All these data it did not show me, right? So so if I see the log, this is what it has executed, right? This is what it has executed. 78, 86, right? And okay, similarly, I can give one more question, like what is the capital of France, right? So now that when I give a question like this, now it is going to go to this capital and countries table and fetch the data from here. So this is what it says, that uh, okay, this it says that give Paris, right? See here you can see I never specified like from which uh, table or the column you should be picking up the data. So it is so when you ask a question, it actually interprets, and then so it actually goes to the specific table, and and then it would fetch the data. If you see here in my log, it has it has executed from the capitals and countries, right? Similarly, I would ask what what was the price of the gold in USD in 2021, right? 2021. Let me see when I ask this question. So what, okay, 321, right? So if I go to the gold price 321, right? This is what it says. Okay, and see, and you can see here, so here it actually ran ran this SQL query. I did not specify what is the uh, uh, means, what is the name of the table, what is the name of the column. It so it actually understood. Okay, and then similarly I have one more table for Olympics. If I can say, if I can ask, when did um, so I can ask who, okay, which country hosted the 2021 Olympics, right? So this is my question. It should give me an answer saying that it is London. No, 2021. I don't. Okay, 2021 there was nothing. So okay, so 2021. See, it was not there, so it did not give me any response, right? So something of this sort. It says that it did not find an answer. So like for example, if I tweak the question and then ask, okay, which country hosted an Olympics in 2012, it should give me, okay, country is United Kingdom, right? So this is what it gave, right? And then I also showed you that when I don't have a data, what happens? Like I can see here, if I go to the gold price table, I don't have data for 2026. If I ask what was the price of the gold in USD in 2026, so I don't have a data for this table. So it would just give me a SQL query saying that I don't have a data. So I know we can actually give a better response saying that something like I was not able to find the data, no data found. So this one we can modify. Okay. See here, if you see, so this is what it went and executed. See, in all the cases wherever it was able to find a response, it said SQL result. So but here it's, here if you see, this is blank. Here if you see, this is blank, right? So like, as I showed you, that I don't really specify what is the name of the table or the column, right? Okay, going to an example of a employee and a department, right? I have a table which is like a department table where I have 4 rows, and I have an employee table, and then each of the employee belongs to one of the department. Like if I go and see, so the EDW 103 has actually um, so it has 4 employees. So we'll see whether, if I ask a question, list all the employees, list all the employees working in the department. Okay, EDW. Okay, right. Okay, EDW. So it says 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We'll see. So so these are the 4 people, right? Like similarly, I can ask how many employees are there in HR department. So okay, sorry. So if you see here, see, it has went and joined 2 tables. Okay, it has went and joined 2 tables, and then it is giving the response, right? So here, say, when I actually asked for the HR table, it actually gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So HR also has HR. What's the code for HR is 101. So 101, it has 101. It has 4. Okay. I So another thing, if I join two, this one, right? For example, if I say give me analytics and EDM. See this is working in departments and HR, right? So we'll see what would happen, right? So here, it, see here what has happened. See here what has happened. It did not give the complete list, right? It has not given. So since uh, since there were more than 5 records, it has just put a limit of 5. So which we can uh, which we can actually program it, specify, uh, so which we can change it. So as of now, I did not modify this one. So this is what happens. Okay. So I hope you means, I'm able to explain very clearly what is happening with this app and how it helps. So in short, I just wanted to let you know. Means I just wanted to tell that, so the users don't need to be an SQL expert so to fetch the data, right? Okay. And uh, how this works, if I show the code, so we do have a set of libraries, so which we import, like for the Streamlit, so there is a library, and for similarly for the Google generative, this one, we do have a library. Plus we also need to have plus we also need to have the API key for the Google um, generative AI, so which runs for the LLM model. So here my model is this one, Gemini 1.5 Pro. Okay, so this one I am using. So if you have to get a key, so you go to Google Cloud, and then you just go and uh, at a create your own login and at a key API key, and then so you use it here, and then we just have to install all the corresponding libraries that is required for this. All these libraries has to be installed on your this one on the local machine. And okay, uh, the so the other part which I was showing, okay, this is where the semantics search semantic similar semantic similarity examples happen, right? So what happens is whenever you ask a question in a plain language, in a plain, so this one gets converted so to an vector, so the so which gets converted to a vector, and then the vector database we are here using is chroma. So this is not the vector database that whatever we are using it here. So this is not this one. This is our user database, so where we have a data. So but the chroma is a vector database, so where all the semantics are stored. Okay, and and this one would get uh, okay, then we have, so okay, and then we have an example prompt. So this is how I'm saying that. So the so the template, so the prompt template would be, right, so I would be having a question. You might so this is what, so we are telling the model to do it. So we are saying that our input variable would be a question, and then a SQL query, and the SQL result and the answer, right? Suppose if you see in this one, so this is what we are getting, right? So so we do have a question, and then so it is a SQL query, and what is the result which we are getting, and from that result, so we are getting this as an answer and showing it on our screen, right? If you see, if you even see here, so this is the question we passed, this is the SQL query which it ran, and this is what the uh, this is what the result result was fetched from the database. And of after after the data was given and the answer is modified, so to remove this all these brackets and then quotes, right? Okay, and so here, and plus we have something called as a prompt, so where I told you that we will be able to give some hints. So here I am giving some hints saying that, okay, it's like for example I'm saying host and hosted are the same, the gold prices in USD should be picked up from this table, and then I also told that teams, countries and winners means all these mean the same. So these are the hints which we can specify within the code, so that it will uh, so it knows whenever we ask a question, okay, from which table or from which column I should be able to get the answer. Okay, and similarly, we do have something called a few shots. So few shots is where so we give a sample data to it, right? So this is all. This is all. This is like the this is like a training data to the app. So we are actually giving them the data, saying that if I ask a question like this, so this is what you will have to run, and the resultant of the query, and then so you need to so this will be my answer. I'm just giving him I'm just giving some training data to the app. Like similarly, so suppose if you have a situation where we might be having the similar means tables and the columns with the very similar names, uh, we might we should be able to give so the hints there, hints. Okay, so this is a sample data so which I have given, and it would use this data to uh, uh, generate the answers. So this is what I wanted to show, and uh, hope I was able to explain it properly. And let me know if you have any questions. I can I can answer it. And once again, thank you for listening through this. Bye.